Morning, Pioneer. My watch is dead. It's about 8 o'clock, and I'm sorry I fell asleep on you last night. Things happen. We're here now and better for it. So many of you have asked me, what should I put in my rehearsal bag, Jackie? Well, let me tell you. First off, your rehearsal bag should be a backpack, kind of like this. If you can get a relatively decent backpack, that's great. If you can't, that's understandable. The backpack that I'm bringing is just my normal beater trash backpack, but if you can find one that's water resistant, that's your way to go. Even if it's a trash one that's water resistant, great. But they do have to be a real backpack. Like, you know those little cord things that like runners use oftentimes? Can't use that. Though that's a no-no. Those just aren't durable enough for rehearsal, and they most definitely probably aren't weather resistant. You're gonna need something to hold some serious stuff and can put up with the drum corps life. I'm most familiar with what goes in a brass backpack. But a lot of the stuff would be applicable to your other friends in other sections. Number one most important thing, though, if you play an instrument, put your dang music in sheet protectors, in a binder, in your backpack. Always keep that with you. That is so important. If I hear anywhere, wait, where's your music, person XYZ? I'm gonna fight you, Jesus! Like, no, put your music in a backpack, in your binder, with page protectors, and bring extras of those. You're probably going to want about at least 15 extra. For brass, we oftentimes will track, and so that means we'll go and track, and you'll have your music with you. You'll pull it out of your binder and probably fold it up and tuck it on the waistband of your shorts, or like hold it, but long story short, it'll get wadded up and it'll get worn out. It's kind of gross. So we have backpack, important. We have music binder, important. Also, make sure you have all your dang music printed out. Like, if Randall or your caption head or your text tell you to print something out, print it out. Thank you. Okay, so the next thing that's really helpful to have in there, brass especially, Burt's Bees or Chop Saver. It's a lifesaver. Your lips are gonna get sunburnt. They're gonna get worn out from playing all the time. Don't use chapstick. It's the literal devil. I don't care if it's cheaper. Burt's Bees, Chop Saver. Don't really use DCT either. It's pretty bad for you in the drum corps life. A lot of bands will use it, and I know this, but not for drum corps. Randall will give you crap for it. Probably one of the handiest things to keep in there, a raincoat. Keep some sort of like light raincoat or rain poncho or something in your bag, because just because we look outside and it looks like it's gonna rain on you, this is a bad example, I'm in the desert, and it looks like it's gonna rain on you, we're not gonna stop unless it's like death clouds from above. So make sure you have a raincoat that's super light and small enough so you can just kind of like get it on and get back in there. If it's gonna be cold that day, put a hoodie in your bag. Be smart. Socks. Put a couple pair of socks in your bag, because even if you don't have an extra pair of shoes with you, changing socks over a lunch block after the field has been soggy, lifesaver. You don't want any swamp foot going on. You don't want any athlete's foot or anything that can be propagated by having wet, damp feet for a long time. It also just feels really good to get out of nast socks and put on some really nice clean socks. Put socks in your bag. Brass, put a black towel in your bag right now. I don't care if you don't have your backpack. Find a black towel, put it in your bag right now. Something that's really helpful, small bores, is to get something called a carabiner. If you don't know what it is, I'm trying to rip mine off my backpack right now. This one's from Tour. It's kind of janky. Give me a second. There. This little C-clip thing you see with hikers a lot. For brass, you can take your black towel and kind of like force this through the corner of it, and then you can clip it on your backpack, so you have no excuse to never have a black towel. It's also a good idea if you have the opportunity to like put an extra black towel in your bag. They get worn out, they get sun bleached. Mine was like a literal beige brown at the end of the season. Black towels are important. Please don't not have them. I will fight you. I don't sunburn. Yes, you do. I don't care if you don't sunburn. This is drum corps. You're going to be spending like 12 hours outside in the sun for 80 days straight. Please, please put sunscreen in your bag. Put 2 things of sunscreen in your bag. Don't care. Don't get the little spray one though, if you can. If you do have that, have someone else put it on for you and like rub it in. Otherwise, you're going to end up with tiger stripe burns. It's, while humorous, someone last year had it, it's kind of awful because the rest of us will laugh at you for having stupid tan lines. Also, be smart. Make sure you have about an SPF 30 or above. If you're kind of on the see-through squad, like if I walk into the sunlight here, I'm going to get like a lens flare. Have like SPF 50. It's going to take some time. Bleeding sunburns are expensive and really painful and really damaging. And even if you don't sunburn, without sunscreen, your skin is still exposed to like all the nasty things that the sun can do to it. And it can lead to like cancers later on in life. And it's super preventable. Please wear sunscreen. We'll be applying it like probably about every hour. Get a sport one though that you won't sweat off. Lotion is best. Find sunscreen buddies. Side or on any side that happens to have a period. Put some pads and tampons in a little Ziploc bag in your backpack. That's helpful. People forget it all the time, but then you're stuck out in the field. Sorry, people who that's not applicable to. I know. Ew, gross. It's the human body. Get over it. Put some valve oil in your backpack. I'd put it in a little Ziploc bag, so in case it breaks, you don't have an oily backpack. That happened to someone last year. It's helpful. Alcas. That's what we use, Alcas. Don't put blue juice in your bag. It's trash. In your bag. I know it seems weird, but I know we're using the Drill app, but we're still having dot books. And so what those are, they're like little spiral bound dudes. They're about yay big. They're spiral bound, but you can take a shoelace and lace it through there. And then you can put it over your shoulder. Along with that, have like 3 or 4 little Ziploc bags. So if it starts to rain, you can put your dot book in a Ziploc bag and protect it from the rain and from your sweaty body. I'd have it in a Ziploc bag anyway. All good things to have. Ball cap, carabiner, and extra ball cap to your bag. Guard, not so much applicable, but definitely P-line and definitely brass line. You gotta wear a hat. It has to be a brimmed hat, so just clip some onto your backpack. I had like 3 or 4 or 5 at some point throughout the season. They got lost, but they existed. Pencils with your music binder. Mechanical pencils. Throw those in there. It's a good choice. Put pencils in your bag. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there like, well, I penned something in pen and now I can't change it. Pencils. Jeez. If you haven't heard by now or figured it out, drum corps hurts just a little. So on that note, make sure you have like some ibuprofen or some Tylenol or Advil or there's ibuprofen or naproxen, or just pick your favorite little over-the-counter painkiller. Put that in your bag. It'll be helpful. You can take it during like little breaks if you need it. Also, put Dayquil in your bag because you're gonna catch the pyo plague. It's the cold that just happens to go around when you have 100 people in close proximity to each other. Y'all are gonna get sick. Put some cold meds like Dayquil in your bag. Try to put it in like a bottle though, because the packets will get they'll get wet and really gross. Dayquil, painkillers, pick your favorites. Also, if you have an inhaler, put your inhaler in your backpack. Like, I don't want you guys to get out there and not be able to breathe, and then we can't help you because you don't have your inhaler. If you're allergic to bees, if you have an EpiPen, put your EpiPen in your backpack, or make sure staff or someone knows where it is. Like, be smart, friends. Be smart. I care about you. Please be smart. If you're someone that has lots of little injuries, bring your applicable braces. Put those in your backpack. Because if you leave them at the rehearsal site and, oh man, my knee hurts, everything sucks, and you don't have your knee brace, we can't help you. Put like an ace bandage in there if you aren't sure if something's gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt you to be prepared. So just try to be proactive. I don't want any of you to get injured, but if you do, having the appropriate like gear for it It's going to make your life a lot better in the long run. Now, this doesn't go in your rehearsal backpack unless you can make it happen, or if you carabiner it like I did mine. Your water jug always, 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 always goes with you. Wherever you are, take your water jug, or make sure you know where it is, meaning take your water jug, because dehydration is one of the worst preventable things that you can do to yourself. It's just take your water jug with you. It's paramount, because if you get dehydrated and get sick and you're sitting off to the side, who's really to blame in this one? You'll have plenty of time for water. Take your jug with you. Don't leave it behind, ever. Thank you. If you're brass, have an extra set of gloves somewhere, just in case yours get like huge holes ripped on them. They'll wear out. I used batting gloves, but I went through 3 pairs last season. They get worn out. Sorry. Throw an extra set of like cotton gloves in there for backup, or just your extra set of batting gloves. It's fine. But that being said, if there's anything that you need to do for you, or like anything that's specific to you that you know you need to keep on you all the time, do that. What doesn't fall in that category really is like a game system, or like any form of electronics that Josh or Randall or your text don't specify that you need. Now we're using our phones. In the past, we couldn't even have them out. But, like, be smart. And I know I've said be smart so many times, but, like, honestly, be smart. It's so many things that go wrong are preventable. And oftentimes, it's just people not thinking. Like, people getting a sunburn on their upper shoulder blade because they forgot to put sunscreen there. Or the back of your calves because you didn't think that the back of your calves are going to burn. Spoilers, they do. Put sunscreen on. Or, hey, I'm feeling like trash and I'm really dehydrated and I'm throwing up because I'm super dehydrated. Did you drink water? Be smart, friends. Just please be smart. We'll help you. Ask us questions, but please be smart. In other news, I think that's just about everything that needs to go in your bag. Recap: binder, lots of sheet protectors, music printed out, pencils. If you're brass, throw your Chop Saver Burt's Bees. If you're not brass, throw Chop Saver Burt's Bees in there. Your face is going to get sunburned. Sunscreen, 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 sunscreen. A carabiner and a black towel, again, if you're brass. Valve oil, again, if you're brass. Meds. Make sure you're smart about your meds. Ziploc bags, really helpful. This is going to be a long video. I'm sorry, guys. Throw a pair of socks in there. It's a good choice. A raincoat or a hoodie or something warm, because Cudahy gets cold without any warning. It'll be 90 degrees and then it'll be like 2. Something warm or rainy protecting. Your shoelace, your dot book, and then really just anything else that you need to keep with you. Be smart, friends. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you make it through this whole video, comment below with your color, it's your favorite color, and your favorite animal, so I know that you've made it thus far. Thanks, friends. If nothing else, it was entertaining, and I'll see you in like a week.